What are your top 10 meta cards from Maze of the Master? Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button, and remember, check out our friends at Kong's Cards and Gamer's Choice down below. Enter code MCOL40, save you on your purchase for anything that you're going to need from this set. So starting off here, we have the Performage cards out here. Now, Performage stuff in this set is not going to be really too crazy. I think that it was a cool theme that Konami wanted to try to throw into this set. Just kind of on an off chance to kind of power up a couple things and go, hey, you have this cool rank 5 gimmick that you guys can use, which I do like the gimmick that this deck tries to, do, and also, it did get, a Performage card off of our ban list and back into the game, and I like that. I'm happy that we had that happen. But in terms of meta warping cards, I think there's a little bit of an idea behind these cards actually making a little bit of a splash in the meta, but it's not going to be anything too crazy. The gimmick is just not there. Now, Allure Queen, on the other hand out here, I think that this gimmick is actually really strong. The chaotic Allure Queen that we got actually supporting this new stuff, the fact that they made the big boss monster finally for the Allure Queen stuff, and they actually made the Allure Queen stuff be able to actually have synergy with its older counterparts, is really nice. I love the equip mechanic that we've got going on with the new support. The fact that they try to power up this stuff, which is really nice, actually. Konami did a fantastic job for this. I think that this is by far one of my most excited themes out of this set because of the interactions that you get with that Allure Queen stuff. I've seen some Trickstar builds and I've seen some Tachyon builds with the Allure Queen stuff. It's actually kind of impressive just how splashable that this stuff actually could be out here, at least in terms of, your meta making a decision if it wants it to be relevant or not. The Kaiba cards, oh boy. So who doesn't love being able to deploy literally what, like a 3 tribute monster and then just Barbaros your opponent's field? Yeah, that's the thing that this deck is capable of doing. And to me, it's really freaking hilarious that you can just do a Barbaros board wipe and just look at your opponent and go, yeah, what you gonna do about it? Obviously it's meant to interact with Obelisk the Tormentor and be able to get that Egyptian god onto the field, but the competitive players are gonna try to find that cool interaction instead of who wants to really do an Egyptian god when I can just Barbaros clean up your field. And that was always one of the haha funny interactions that you were meant to get with this card. And I'm okay with that. I think that, maybe if you really want to try to trick your opponents at locals, them trying to guess what big tribute monster you're playing might actually work out in your favor. Grief Tablet. Now, surprisingly, I think this card's pretty good. This is going to be for Menkanko. So the equipped monster cannot attack or be tributed. Also, its effects are negated. That's literally the only thing I care about here. We have a card that literally allows us to deploy some kind of hilarious measures against our opponent's monsters. And I like that a lot. That's why I said, Menkanko's going to look at this card and they're actually going to love this thing. Now, is Menkanko going to be a relevant deck after this? No. Not by any stretch of the imagination. But this is enough that, when you're looking at the rogue category and what options are kind of being distributed across the board for some of those decks, Grief Tablet now offers a little bit more unique of an option. Since this also counts as a Wedju card, maybe Exodia will consider playing this. I've not seen any Exodia builds in the OCG looking at this as an option, but I'm sure there is something there. The Trickstar cards. Now, the only thing that is going to make a splash out of the Trickstar cards, besides, oh, cool, they make the deck a little bit better now. Yes, they do. You can troll and Trickstar Reincarnation away your opponent's hand all day long. Not a single person is going to take that away from you. You can do that. The real interaction was the Trickstar card that says that it works with Marincess. It gives the deck an extra extender now and actually really helps out the deck in terms of its synergy. And I really like that they said, hey, we're going to make a Trickstar Marincess card. We're actually going to give you guys, a lore tie-in. And, for what this stuff was part of, which was the Light Duelist pack, they actually found a way to wrap that up and actually put it into the set and actually support it. I love that, guys. You know, for lore reasons and actually for strong deck power-ups, this is going to be something that you are not going to be able to miss out on. Oh, the Gimmick Puppet Fiendish Knight. So what? If this card is in your hand, you can target a Gimmick Puppet monster in your graveyard or a monster in your opponent's graveyard. Special summon it to its owner's field and defense position, but its effects are negated. Then you can special summon this card. Oh, that's a free extender back to the field. Okay. If this card is sent to the graveyard, except from the hand, you can add it to your hand. Now, of course, you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. Also, you can also special summon from the extra deck the turn you activate either of this monster's effects, except for Gimmick Puppet monsters. Yeah, they were going to put a lock on that. They did not want you to abuse this card. In terms of Gimmick Puppets becoming a real deck again, we have more limits on Gimmick Puppets on our side of the game than the OCG does, and it's barely showing up on their side. I think Fiendish Blade is just a case of a card being released too late. Now, I will tell you, though, if you are going to go to a locals and you're not expecting to run into Gimmick Puppets, oh, you're about to be taken by surprise. This is going to be the locals buster for sure. Odion's cards. Now, I am leaving these in the meta category because I'm not exactly sure where these are going to fall. Obviously, there is support to be had in this with Eldritch. I don't think a single person is going to be denying that tie-in. All right, trap monsters are always going to be, you know, an extremely powerful aspect of things. What I am also expecting out here from this is with Odion's cards in general, you just got an engine being able to banish any level 10 or higher from the deck. I didn't expect that to be a relevant option. But now if there's a pullback option for things out of the banish pile, I think we might be able to get somewhere here. And I like that thought a lot. I like that we can take these cards now, use them in combo synergy, and we'll have to wait and see. I know Eldritch can pull things back out of the banish pile, but I don't know. That one's an interesting one. The Duke of Demise. Now, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I think Duke is a very extremely good card. Any card that grants additional normal summon extenders in the game has typically been looked at as a little bit of a toxic card. And also, his requirements for being able to be fusion summoned, including fiend monsters, opens up the doors to some, creativity, as we're going to call it out here. You know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players like to take a look at this stuff and go, wow, we can actually use, these fiend monsters. Yeah. Hi, Fiendsmith cards. I know. We're actually able to use you guys and be able to do something. Free normal summon extender is exactly what the Duke of Demise is going to be allowing you to do. I really wish we had more 60 card variants. We might be able to cook up something a little bit spicier with this, but for the time being, it doesn't look like it's going to be too broken. But in comparison to the rest of this set, yeah. The Primal Dragon. Oh boy, the Tachyon cards of Doom. You wanted a way to search for 7 Tachyon, you got it. You wanted the ability to make the Catapult Turtle FTK more viable, you got it. Primal Dragon sits on the throne in this set. I think most builds that chose to play him usually are like a 2 of in terms of, meta. And to the players out here that just want to be able to play some, Galaxy, Tachyon builds, this card allows you to do so. Downside is, you're locked behind a secret rare, which is a little bit disappointing. And it feels like Nazar kind of got the short end of the stick a little bit in terms of the power-ups. But, you're now you actually have a Galaxy Eyes Primal Dragon that you can actually fit on into the deck and be able to trigger, especially with Draguxion. I think both Draguxion and Primal Dragon are both very, very important cards that they made. And they do deserve a spot down here. But number 1 is 7 Tachyon. Nothing's going to change this card's spot on the throne. The competitive application for this is nuts. So many things are going to be said about this card over time. A lot of people are going to lose their minds over this. And the fact that, Konami made such a powerful generic searcher just really proves that this card was meant to sell this set. It is the top of the food chain out here. And it is going to do a very, very, very crazy thing to players' wallets out here. But those are your top 10 pickups for Maze of the Masters. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Check out our friends at Kong's Cards and Gamer's Choice. Discount code MCO40. Save you on your purchase.
Patrons!
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.